Hello and welcome to Big Talk, live from the nation's capital, Abuja. My name is Adika Michael. A lot has happened under 24 hours of President Tinubu declaring state of emergency in Rivers State. A lot of reaction, of course, many parties, state actors has continued to fault the state of emergency declaration of the president. Now, the Center for Human Rights and Accountability Network has also reviewed the situation in Rivers State leading to the declaration of a state of emergency by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu just yesterday, 18 March of 2025. A lot of concern looking at the reviews, the suspension of the state governor, deputy governor, and members of the Rivers State House of Assembly who were democratically elected for a 4-year tenure by the people of Rivers State as unconstitutional, undemocratic, and extreme, posing a threat to the hard-earned democracy in Nigeria. But the president has also hinted on some of the power provided by Section 188 and Section 305 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. While the opposition are rejecting the imposition of military rule in Rivers State under the guise of a state of emergency and calls on the president to be more passionate in seeking the solution to the crisis in Rivers State. But away from that, a lot of persons are having concern towards this development, what it means for our democracy. But tonight, away from that issue, we'll be turning attention again towards the coalition, the coming together of opposition against President Tinubu, and what it possibly looked like, looking at those who probably had supported this government for 2023 election and now having other views and opinion due to the state of affairs. I'll be joined by a man who understands better the politics of the APC and, of course, the concern of how far the party has gone. He has served as a former special advisor, political matters to former Governor Nasir El-Rufai of Kaduna State, a two-time Director General of the Kaduna State APC Campaign Council, and he has also been a chairman of Kaduna Local Government, one of the Kaduna Local Government area, and at Algon, chairman, very precisely, former Executive Secretary, Kaduna State Emergency Management Agency, is my guest tonight, Mr. Ben Kure. Thanks so much for joining us on the program tonight.
Thank you, Mike.
Yes, we appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me, and good evening, viewers.
Thank you, Chief. A lot has happened within. Let's first react towards the state of emergency declaration of the Rivers State. Some are criticizing the president that the state does not deserve to be under emergency declaration and suspending the governor and the deputy governor. What is your concern about that call?
Well, the only comment I'll make is a prayer to say all will be well with the people of Rivers by the grace of God. I'm certain that all will be well.
So you feel that there will be a beginning of peace behind all of these movements?
All will be well. Just like Governor Fubara said, they should remain calm, and he believes all will be well.
All right.
So I pray so.
Like the matter of coalition against President Tinubu, are you disturbed?
Not at all. First and foremost, the so-called coalition is nothing but a gathering of disgruntled politicians, failed leaders, and opportunists seeking for power again. And I go to say that it is dead on arrival. It is more like the project Tower of Babel. That is what the composition is all about. And most of these people that have come together are people who had opportunity to excel and to lead and give the people what the people deserve. Politics is all about the people, and people. So first and foremost, when you are planning to vie for an elective position, the concern is all about people because you get your votes from the people. And so when you come, you should be in a hurry to treat the people well so that at the end of the day, the people will be happy. And let me also say this, that first, you have an opportunity to make deposits in the emotional bank account of your people. So it comes with your programs and all that you promise that you will do to the people. And so there is a social contract, for instance, as a president or as a governor. Now, Tinubu, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the master of the game. If you look at his antecedents, his political antecedents, he is the only living political legend that we have in Nigeria. And you ask me why. He is the only person who succeeded in making governor, and governors in other states. Who else has that kind of resume? So President Tinubu, if you also look at his emergence, the gang up and everything, it only takes a political mathematician, a master of the game in politics that meandered through his way and became the president. Of course, that is also destiny. Just like I also want to say, if I talk about President Tinubu, I must talk about my governor, Governor Ubasani, who was a one-time senator in the 9th Assembly. Senator Ubasani can never be wished away in the history or the annals of senators. In the 9th Assembly, he is the senator that came with the largest bill. And one of his bills has to do with the Nigerian police, which is still being discussed. And very soon we are going to see the results. Now, coming to Kaduna State, Governor Ubasani, in a very long time, we've never had it this good. In the last 8 years of former Governor Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai, I want to say and make it bold and clear that he has lost an opportunity for a repeat purchase. What I mean, he has depleted his deposit in the emotional bank of Kaduna State people. So where is he going to start from? The same Kaduna, that is where he will think of going to mobilize people. But where the gates are shut down for him. The reasons are this: he left nothing but pain. He left nothing but a divisive state. He left nothing but huge debts. When he came into power, what he took over as debt is 34 billion. He left over 87 billion for Governor Ubasani and over $500 million debt. Ubasani till today has not borrowed a single penny. But if you see the wonders he is doing in Kaduna State, first in infrastructure, we're talking about agriculture, health, we're talking about peace building, we're talking about creating an environment that is suitable for economic buoyancy. Ubasani was recently given an award as the #1 governor, or the best governor in Nigeria, because of many things he has done.
You feel for the fact that Nasir El-Rufai says he has betrayed him, and of course, his 2027 might not be possible. But let's wait towards that time, not what is really happening like that of Rivers State.
He has assumed the status of godship, and that is failure on its own. God is the owner of destiny.
But he made Ubasani governor.
He didn't make Ubasani governor. God made Ubasani governor. If we look at the criticality of the critical issues that happen in Kaduna State, I am one by my resume, which you read out, I know what happened. He didn't even had that sincere and genuine intention to hand over power to Ubasani. It took him a very long time and had to wobble and wobble until a point that he had no choice but to mention Ubasani is the one that will succeed.
Your party is not afraid that a chieftain like Nasir El-Rufai have defected from APC now to SDP, because people are decamping now towards SDP in Kaduna State. So it's now becoming as if they are the party for 2027.
It is laughable when you are still talking about El-Rufai. If you are talking about El-Rufai, it's in the past. We're talking about what is happening today in current political issues. You don't talk about him. His antecedents are there. The people of Kaduna State will never, ever forget the kind of untold hardship that he subjected them to. Is it the pulling down of their homes? People are sleeping, homes are being pulled down? Or is it going to kidnap the Almajiris, these young Islamic boys that go to learn Arabic and Islamic tuition? Just in the name of getting them out of the street, there are procedures to do such things. And that is why today, Sheikh Dahiru Usman Bauchi are giving him ultimatum to come and explain what he has done. Otherwise, they are taking the matter up. And we, for God's sake, we have people who are living and doing their businesses. Their shops were pulled down. I'm sure you are aware that in the last 3-5 days, people have gone on a protest to appeal to Governor Ubasani to help them reclaim the shops that were built and unaffordable for them. They were living their lives doing well, but these decisions he took to pull down the shops in the name of building new shops, they are unoccupied. Go to Kasombachi, the shops are empty. Go to Barnao, go wherever. Oh. And is it somebody that started a project and abandoned? Uba Sani swore to an oath when he was inaugurated as governor that he will be fair to all. And that will take me to where the southern Kaduna people that Governor El-Rufai disdained and treated them like people with leprosy, people who are highly intellectual, with people in academia, in the medicals, in all facets of livelihood. We have young men, we have elders. They were all treated and sent to the garbage. Uba Sani came and rebuilt confidence in Kaduna State. He has rebuilt confidence between the northern Kaduna, southern Kaduna. Now people are working and happy. He has restored the lost glory of Kaduna State. And let me tell you, it will amaze you that Uba Sani is an excellent team player and also a great leadership manager of men and resources. And that is why Kaduna today is happy. We have so many people who left because of El-Rufai. People like me, we left, but we are back to join hands with Uba Sani because he's a visionary leader. He is focused, and above all, he is making the people of Kaduna happy. And I tell you, all gates are shut down to Malam Nasir El-Rufai and his cohorts. There is nothing they can do.
Members of your party, because he played a crucial role for the emergence of APC in 2015. In
Kaduna State, I'm also a founding member. I was among the first 34 interim management committee persons that started. I was the state secretary of ANPP that we came together in consolidation too. So I know what I am saying.
So you didn't do all of that alone?
No man is an island. It is a conglomeration of political bigwigs who came together and set the ball rolling. And the manifestos and programs is to make people happy. But till today, Kaduna State will never, ever forget the untold pains and hardship caused by his policies.
But are other people who speak good of his governance at that time?
Yes, of course. You know, there are people who pay lip services because of the kind of person that is. He has short circuit for critics. We have young men, people who criticize his government. They were abducted and sent to prison. We have the famous Audu Mekori. We have a young man, Stephen Jefferson, a journalist, Luka Biniat, an academician, John Danfulani, and elders from one of the local governments in Kajuru and Kachia, the Adara people. They were taken and sent to prison for no just cause. Is that the kind of leader? Leadership is about people to make life better.
That he didn't make it as a minister in the cabinet of President Tinubu, because those are saying that the anger he is having today is because he lost out from that screening process.
Definitely. This is something he told people that he is above. But when the dice was dangled, he quickly took it and went for the screening. But the prayers of orphans, the prayers of widows, who were on their knees until today are calling on God to avenge for them for the untold hardship he meted on them, is the reason why today he is not a minister. And it so pained him that the milestones that President Tinubu and his team and Governor Uba Sani and his team are recording and achieving, that he is not part of it. So it means it can be done without him. And it is going very, very well.
I mean, those are really important about the relationship he had with the president prior to the election, because he was one of those governors who started the Southern presidency agitation for President Tinubu to come on board. Some said losing that kind of relationship, that means there's something under the cupboard.
He is the one that has lost relationship. President Tinubu is a gentleman. He is a man who is not even budged by all his rantings. He is focused in giving the people of Nigeria the dividends he promised to do. In his renewed hope agenda, things are getting better in Nigeria. And you know, yes, definitely. Let me tell you, President Tinubu took over government. Listen, let me tell you, he took over the country or mantle of leadership in Nigeria, Nigeria was in a situation that I can liken to in life support. When in life support there are...
Caused by APC.
Well...
The same APC you also joined hands to bring in 20.
Yes, very true, I joined hands, but there could be leadership faults.
Are you happy about that action of 2015?
No, I'm not happy, and that is why we have the person of President Tinubu who knows the mathematics, he knows the knot to tie, and he has taken stringent decisions, though painful, but at the end of the day, we will have big light that will have reason to smile. This time next year, I'll be glad to come here so that we will begin to celebrate greater milestones that are being achieved by the president.
Honorable. Are you not getting that feedback from your...
People have been hungry long even before now.
They are more hungry now compared to before. Bag of rice is almost...
Bag of rice has come down. Fuel is coming down. Food is available and it is reachable to people with just little time. Don't forget that the Bible says man shall not live by bread alone. It is not a thing of the, it is still current.
We talk of the next election without fixing the issue.
Oh, definitely. That's why I said this time next year, this country will be on a very speed movement celebrating great achievements. Now, under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, there are programs for social welfare intervention for the youths. What you need is to stimulate the economy to make it viable. And that is what President Tinubu is doing, wiping down our foreign debts with about $5 billion and creating the enabling environment in digital economy. Young men are very busy now. Things are happening. The market, rice is coming down. If you check the price of rice before and now, it is coming down and it will continue to come down. And I assure you that things will be better this time next year by the grace of God. By the end of year, you will see great changes. By this time next year, everybody will be happy and people will be smiling and will be praying. And come 2027, I assure you, President Tinubu will be returned as president, and my governor, Ubasani, who is making life better for the people of Kaduna State.
All right, Honorable, let me take it towards one of those, the coalition that we are having now, people are saying, can we talk of Southern presidency or the Northern presidency? But people like Atiku, Kwankwaso, they are still having to hold on towards 2027 vision to becoming president. Do you believe that we should have a formula of rotating power between the North and the South? And if we do have that, do you invalidate the ambition of Atiku Abubakar, Kwankwaso, and the rest for the North?
Yes, that is why I told you it is a gathering of opportunists seeking for power again. Now they are forming an alliance, but when they were opportune to be in power, they were fierce rivals. Now the only common factor they are fighting is President Tinubu. For what reason? Because he's from the South. The North had her 8 years. Why don't you allow the South complete her 8-year tenure, and then you now start thinking of who should come from the North? So in all that we do, we should be fair. God is a fair and just God. And if we are his children, then we should follow suit. It only makes sense to anybody that power should still remain in the South until after, by 2031, the North can now begin to scramble again and to look for a credible personality. Now, all this coalition is not because they have a credible policy for Nigerians. No alternative. I doubt so. They don't. It's just a struggle to come back to power. They had their fair chance. They had their fair opportunity. They would have rallied and come together to work together and do what they needed to do. So what have they left that they want to come and look for again? So Nigerians are better people. They should ask them these questions. What do you want to do when you had the opportunity to do that you did not do? So, for instance, let me also take you back to Kaduna State. In Kaduna State, under Governor Ubasani, he has mended fences. Now that divide that was created by the past government no longer exists. Okay? Governor Ubasani, he wiped it away. Now, Ubasani, even pregnant women in southern Kaduna are wishing if they give birth to male child, they will name them Ubasani because of the good things he has brought. He is a very good team player. He has teamed up with the National Security Advisor, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, and service chiefs and the IG, working to bring down or wipe away insurgents, banditry, and crime. In Kaduna State, people are sleeping better. Birnin Gwari, that used to be a hotspot, is no longer so. Giwa, that used to be, is no longer so. Southern Kaduna, Zangon, Katav, Kauru, people have now gone back to farm, but not just gone back to farm. Ubasani last year gave out over 100,000 bags of fertilizer free, which has not been done. And even this year, he has done that. He gave out farming implements, modern equipment, knapsack, and then pumps for irrigation to farmers. Wherever he goes, he makes the people smile. People are so happy in Kaduna State. Are we talking about the health sector? Over 290 primary health care centers have been fully rebuilt, okay, and fully furnished and functional. Ubasani knows how to pair and work with people that are at the helm of certain institution affairs. He's working closely with the Minister of Health, Ali Pate, and getting results. He's working closely with the Minister of Transport and the Ambassador to France. Now in Kaduna State, the BRT that we have in Lagos, Kaduna is having the first BRT. Last week it was commissioned. There's going to be a transport network hub in Kaduna State that connects the northwest and the southern part of this country.
All of this is made possible because Rufai saw something in Ubasani to bring him to power. So do we entirely wipe out? And also,
that is why we question why he's criticizing Uba, Governor Ubasani, and is saying let 2027 come. 2027 is in the hands of God.
Witch hunting the governor. We've also seen some.
No, not at all.
The House of Assembly.
You cannot say a witch hunt. In every government, there must be what we call accountability.
So Ubasani was calling for accountability.
The State House of Assembly are doing their own legislative work.
The governor is aware of the process.
Oh, definitely.
How about those that are feeling that it's
So you should gloss over any misdeed? Is that leadership? When somebody is wrong, you just gloss over? Then the oath he took, he will have to answer the Almighty God. He said he will be fair to all. If there is a problem with funds, it should be queried. It should be reviewed, and the culprits should be brought to book. The assembly have done their work. They have asked the relevant institutions to go about doing what they need to do until these people come to full account and explain what happened and possible retrieval or repatriation of these funds.
That was the beginning of the problem between him and the former government.
If he sees it as a beginning of a problem, then there's a problem. Because there must be accountability. Ubasani did not swear to Governor El-Rufai. He swore to God to be fair to the people of Kaduna State. In Kaduna, we have over 10 million people against one. Come on, Mike.
So if he says we should wait till 2027, do you feel that he has the numbers to, outmatch the governor?
I just told you that he has turned his account in the emotional bank of the people of Kaduna State into red. It is reading red. It has no credibility.
He has no people with him as we speak?
Governor El-Rufai is a general without troops. I'm telling you that.
If election is conducted tomorrow, you will lose in his polling unit. Is that what you mean?
He lost in his polling unit at the local government election. He lost all the councillors. The local government chairman survived by the skin of his teeth to become the chairman. In the last election of 2023, under his leadership, the 3 senators were all PDP senators. And out of about 14 members' House of Representatives, only 3 were APC. And these 3 won by their own personal disposition and appeal to the people of Kaduna State. Honorable Ahmed Munir is a fantastic young man that has done well, so his people gave him his votes. Honorable Bashir of Birnin Gwari was a one-time speaker, so he warmed himself to the people and won on his own personal accord. And then, of course, his son. What happened to other seats? And what votes did President Bola Ahmed Tinubu got if he so claimed to have worked for him? Atiku won in Kaduna with over 500,000. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu won with slight over 300,000. So what do you have to say about that? Numbers don't lie. They tell you what one has done. So I am telling you.
All right. And now, everyone, let's get to go on a very quick break. And once we return, we'll be looking at the numbers from the north and how that is becoming a determining factor for 2027 politics. Just after this break, please stay with us.
Do you know that global television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world?
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch global television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to global television.
Thanks so much for staying with us here on the show. Big Talk. A lot of concern in regards to the coalition and coming together of some political gladiators ahead of the 2027. How we're looking at the capacity, the numbers, that may probably be a determining factor for that election. The defection of some members from this other party to the other as well continue to draw attention. What does it mean for the current ruling party and the future of this party ahead of this election? I still have Honorable Ben Kure, a former special advisor, political matters to former governor and former local government chairman right there in the state Jaba local government area and Argon chairman. Thanks so much. Before we get to the issues of local government autonomy, because I know you are vested with about the intention of the president to allow the local government to have their locations sent directly to them. Let's take a look at the numbers from the north. So, some persons have said, if the president cannot do without the north, if we have to have these, if he has to be re-elected, and if this coalition gets stronger, thereby these numbers and persons coming together from the north, don't you feel that the president might have it difficult to win some northern state again?
Well, these are, media propaganda. The president is having a very, very cordial relationship with elders in the north and with the majority of the north. Now, let me tell you something. Those that are making the propaganda about the north, let me say in particular, there was a time that Malam Nasser Ahmed El-Rufai said, in the north there are no elders. And today he is going like Nicodemus in the night to beg them. These are the same people that he will have to go to canvass for votes. Where will he start from? People that you openly castigate that you are the elder. The people know who their elders are. He has already shut the gates of his guarantors that will guarantee him the backup. I want to tell you, if you have a very good memory, you recall when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was in the Senate, it took his acumen, his political sagacity to meander through the north and other parts of the country to get the senators to elect Senator Yosha Ayu. It was his brain work. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a consummate Democrat. He values relationship. He cherishes and values every single human being. And most of all, what he has been doing for over 20, 30 decades, politics. He is a master in this game. He doesn't have to go and make noise that they are working calculatively for him. Very recently, some elders are speaking. Let's be patient. There's a proverb in Hausa that when you are cutting or shaving the head to look fine, when it gets to the forehead, it's most painful. That is why we are feeling that heat. But at the end of the day, you come out smiling, you look good. Nigeria will be far better. And I tell you, Nigerians will vote Tinubu again. Kaduna State people will vote Governor Obasani again. Very recently, the southern Kaduna people that El Rufai so disdain and despise, Obasani, with his hard work, with cooperation with Mr. President, got us a federal medical center. Even a medical director has been appointed. Within the next 6 months, it's going to kick off. Under Obasani, he wormed his way and got us a Federal University of Applied Sciences. A vice chancellor has been appointed. A pro-chancellor has been appointed, Bishop Matthew Hassan Kuka. These are voices. So the southern Kaduna will come en bloc. There is no party issue at that time of the 2027 election, but they are coming en bloc to give Governor Obasani vote because he has given us a voice that was lost due to the past government's action.
But it was also
so
close.
Even
El Rufai was also close to President Buhari, so he never attracted us.
He didn't.
To the state?
He didn't. At some point in time, even the gates are shut down to him. Accessing was a challenge that we know, he knows, and people know. But Obasani, being also a master of politics, don't forget that he was a unionist. He is the only, in his term, throughout the 8 years of Governor Ahmed Nasir El Rufai, he never attended one labor celebration, anniversary. Obasani attended. Labor are not interested in going to any strike or any sort of strike in Kaduna. They come together because he recognized their importance and he's working closely with them. They understand him and he's doing well. The Endwell scheme that had to do with the National Union of Teachers, all through the tenure of Nasir El Rufai, over 500 million that belongs to them was denied them. Obasani came and gave them access. Retirees are happy. Civil servants are happy. Let me tell you that just last week, Governor Obasani approved 800 million for the payment of salaries and wages of civil servants in Kaduna Water Corporation. And he also gave a directive that they should be enlisted in the payroll till 2027 when they will become fully commercial. This is their dues that was denied under the past
So he has
government.
built his own political structure. That's what by going
Governor Obasani is doing fantastically well. Structures are on ground. The people are...
structure. Like what happened in Rivers State.
They are the ones that own the structure. El Rufai is the figurehead. Obasani, El Rufai spoke highly of Obasani, telling them what he did as senator, what he built, what he brought. He brought from the National Assembly, what from the federal government, what he was able. So many things time will not allow me to mention. He vouched for him and what he said is true. So what has changed today? Because they are calling his government to accountability and you see it as a witch hunt. Everybody that leads, there must be accountability. So Obasani is doing nothing to disregard.
You feel there's nothing wrong politically by that move?
They are friends. I cannot speak. Although Governor El Rufai said Obasani is not his friend, Nuhu Ribadu said he's not his friend. They said they are too busy to give Nigerians and the people of Kaduna State what they promised. They don't have time to engage in discussions of such.
All right. So what really matters is about how development can come from the state and down to the local government as well. The Supreme Court gave a landmark judgment granting location to the local government, but some states are having a difficulty to, appreciate that judgment in terms of implementation. There have been back and forth concern. Do you feel that that will solve the problem of this country? Because if we want to look at the subnational, there are a lot of concern about how much they can do, and if we now have funds sent to the local government, what would it make? Difference would it make? To our development, national development?
Politics is local. That is why we have the local government, the state, and the federal government. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in his wisdom, thought of this to empower the local government so that their funds will go directly to them, so that pari passu, the federal government is growing, state is growing, and the local government is growing. And if there are states that are yet to implement that, I think there are minor issues that will soon be corrected. But I want to tell you that all will be well in the local governments by the grace of God. He means well, the governors mean well. It's just to amend one or two things and then the country will be on a cruise.
This subsidy removal is still causing problem to you today. I understand you said that price of fuel is dropping, but that those that are having concern about how government have managed the post-subsidy removal era. Do you feel that they have managed it very well?
Yes, they have, although there are certain palliatives possibly that needed to have been done.
It has not gotten to the grassroots. Some of these palliatives, some of those things that you said, the intervention, like the social program, some persons...
It's a work in progress. It is going down. No, it's not true. It is going on in Kaduna State. I can speak of my state, okay? Other states I will not be able to say, but I believe they are responsible enough to also do that which they have sworn to do to the people. Kaduna State, things are going down. Just check what I'm telling you. If a governor will be giving out fertilizer free, then what are these palliatives that will be hijacked or kept? All have gone, been distributed, and people are accountable. You know, people usually are Oliver Twist. They will call for more. And with patience, all this will get down. Very recently, First Lady was in Kaduna and donated 10,000 kits for maternal care. And they have gone around, and he also gave a 50 million to support. And beside that, the social welfare intervention of 75,000 to medium and scale industries and businesses are being given. Students are now obtaining loan. It is real. It is happening. You know, it is normal for some people to come out to say things are not going this way, but in reality, people have given testimonies and have showed evidences of receipts of funds, and they are happy. Things are working. You know, what has not been working for so many years, it does not, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not a magician. But with patience, with perseverance, with tolerance, we will get there. Like I tell you, this time next year, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will fix it. Things will go well. Just like the way people are happy in Kaduna State. Let me tell you so many things. Roads that were abandoned are now back to site working in Kaduna. Very recently, about 78 roads were marked for construction, covering about 775 kilometers. But December last year, 2024, 24th, 21 have been commissioned, and many more are being in progress. And these roads are connection in the rural area so that farmers can bring their produce and sell in the market and also transport other goods. So he's connecting the rural communities. Kaduna is working. Our governor is doing very well. And again, for the opt-in time, let me tell you, no Jupiter will stop him by the grace of God, because he is doing what he promised the people.
I mean, Honorable, as we were speaking, I just had to look at data because of the last presidential election in the state. I mean, in Kaduna State, APC had scored 399,293 votes. YPDP had 554,360. Even Labour Party had 294, very close to your party. Do you feel that if that replay again, or the voices of the opposition, or those who voted all of these, it happens again in 2027, you will still be boastful of these magic?
I just enumerated what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Governor Uba Sani are doing to the people of Kaduna State. There will be a very high reversal, and the difference will be clear. APC is going to coast very well in Kaduna State. I told you the Zone 3 are going to vote him en bloc. The Central Zone are going to vote.
How come the PDP got that vote? Almost 554,000 votes.
Maybe you should ask Governor El-Rufai if you succeed in bringing him, because it was under his government. I'm talking about the current regime under Governor Uba Sani, the people's governor, the emancipator, the man who has given the people of Kaduna State reason to smile and be happy.
So loudly of the government.
So much. So much. Right. If a man is doing well, you encourage him, you clap hands for him. And there is no week that passes by that something good does not happen in Kaduna State. Kaduna State.
Do you feel it will complete its 8 years successfully?
By the grace of God. He will complete his 8 years clean and jack by God's grace.
All right.
We believe in God, we trust in God, and he is doing what God said he should do. He is making the people happy. Just like in the Bible, he said, when I was in prison, you visited me. When I lacked food, you gave me. When I was naked, you covered me. All this Ubasani is doing to the people of Kaduna State.
Honorable.
And I tell you, Ubasani is the man of the moment.
Honorable.
Any day, any time, Kaduna State will vote for Ubasani. Let me tell you, even the former governors in Kaduna State are very happy with Governor Ubasani. He has established a very cordial relationship with them, and he listens. He's a governor that listens. Elders that were banned from coming to the government house today, they come happily to discuss and give him their own words of advice, and he listens. He is a man that listens, and he is a man that works what he says.
All right.
Because he remembers that he took an oath to be fair to all the people of Kaduna State, whether Christian, Muslim, you voted him or not. He has fixed the bridges that were burnt and destroyed by the past administration.
So it will be a strong
People
factor
are
for
happy.
him for 2026.
The APC is very strong. We have a former governor that returned. Currently, we have members of House of Representatives, 3, that came back from Igabi, Jaba, Zangu, Kaura constituency. They are not. It is only when there is something good and there is performance that people want to talk. And so many other former members of House of Representatives, former chairmen, former bigwigs, they've all
Shadi is still with the governor now?
very well.
He had issue with Erufai.
Yes,
What happened to his political career?
that will be. He is still up and strong,
So,
giving all his support to Governor Ubasani. No right-thinking person will not follow Ubasani. Anybody that says he's not going with Ubasani, you need to check him again, because the man is doing what the people want. And by the grace of God, no Jupiter, no gang up will stall his election.
just before
come
we
2027.
wrap up on this conversation, a lot of persons are saying that your party wants to be in what they describe as state capture by almost taking over all the state political, which is not fair for our democracy. And as one who has been in opposition before now being in the ruling party, would you also subscribe to that move? They have also said, like for instance, the last election in Edo, they said it wasn't really fair for APC to have won the election and all of that.
Mike, it's all about the people. Jim Ovia, so many years back, when Zenith Bank was best bank, he was asked, what is the secret? He said, it is the people. Number 2, the people. Number 3, the people. If the people are happy and they believe in the programs and they believe in the future that things will be well, they will all come and lend their support to the government to continue.
People are not happy, Honorable.
That is our own personal perception.
It's not a personal opinion. If we hit the street today, if I give you the opportunity, you have also been on the street, you know what the people are saying. So
the economy is being fixed.
What out of the people that are saying that
listen, I have given you a time span. I said, come this time next year. You know, he is not a magician.
You were saying that you hit the ground running from day one. That was what
Sorry?
he said.
Yes,
He said you would hit
yes.
the ground running
It takes a man who has the guts to take such decisions. The bitter pill had to be swallowed to be well. Chloroquine is bitter, but when you take it, what happens? You get well. Do you get well instantly? It's a process, but definitely you get well. So chloroquine had to be taken for Nigeria to get well.
If it was an audacious,
It was an audacious statement, very bold.
Nigeria.
It takes a man of courage, a man who is visionary, a man who has seen the future that will take such decisions.
Why people
now.
are afraid, Honorable, is because Buhari had promised change in the country, but 8 years went down the line without effective change. So if we don't have this same hope again, with the renewed hope mantra, some people are afraid that it will still be agenda of APC as usual.
The renewed hope is a live hope. It's going to be achieved by the grace of God. We are already seeing signs. There is a rejuvenation of our economy. Okay? It's taking place. Policies are being put in place to take care of social welfare, to revamp our economy, and to make other social welfare activities buoyant. Things are happening. You see, the challenge we have is we want to see it work today. Rome was not built in a day. To pull down it takes a split second to pull down, but to build takes little time. But with the acumen of our president, a man who is pragmatic, a man who knows the way. Did you hear him making noise? Did you hear him joining people in? He is focused. His eyes are on the ball to get Nigeria fixed.
So you feel that the president is taking Nigeria towards a direction?
We are in the right course. We shall just pray for him and follow him, and we will get there. Just like I'm also appealing and to all Nigerians to disregard this coalition of frustrated, power-seeking people who have lost it and want to come back to corridor without any credible vision or a policy for the people of Nigeria. And in Kaduna State, the sustained program is being sustained. Governor Ubasani is the man for the moment. He is doing what has not been done in the last 8 years and back.
What matters is the people. If the people are really happy,
the people are happy, and the people will vote him.
All right.
Now, if you mention the name El-Rufai, it's a nightmare to people in Kaduna State. People will never forget the untold hardship, the blood that was spilled, the homes that were destroyed, the businesses that were tarnished. Now they are calling him to account.
All right.
And they have reported to the Almighty God, who is the father to the orphans, husband to the widow, and the one that gives those who don't have the voice. God's vengeance is the final.
You're not becoming like a prophet.
I'm saying the obvious. People shed tears. Their tears touched the ground.
So
blood touched the ground, and they reported to God. Just like when Cain killed Abel, his blood spoke.
Wow.
Yes, so people whose blood has been spilled, those whose husbands were killed, who died because of his policies and human actions that he took, I've reported the matter to the Almighty God, and God has answered. So it is in phases. For if I'm El-Rufai, I will just go and reconcile with God. He should take advantage of this Ramadan time. Reconcile with God, go back to Kaduna, reconcile with the people, and just be a man who the elders may decide to co-opt him into the League of Elders in the north, because he is not among.
He's not in the elders.
He is a self-acclaimed elder. Right. He is not.
All right, that's the views of Mr. Ben Akure.
Absolutely.
Of course, former chairman of Jaba Local Government Area, outgoing chairman, and former executive secretary, Kaduna State Emergency Management Agency, giving us insight on the development of the politics within his party, APC, and the development in Kaduna State. And of course, what matters is the feedback that we may have, and of course, the right of reply to all of these insights he has raised on the program tonight on the show. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me. See you some other time.
Thank you so much.
Where we'll celebrate APC 2027 by the grace of God.
We'll continue to see that and monitor that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Everyone, that's where we'll wrap it up tonight on the show. We'll continue to monitor development coming from Rivers State. Tomorrow on the show, we'll look at analysis. The president has already been given an order of office to the appointed sole administrator of the state. There are a lot of development. People are looking at the National Assembly to review the matter and make consideration. There are a lot of persons calling that there's a disguising into the state of emergency, and they are calling on the president to be more dispassionate in seeking solution to the crisis in Rivers State. That means we'll continue that conversation tomorrow on the show. My name is Edika Micah. Thanks so much for joining us on the program tonight, Big Talk. See you again.